Let's see it.
This is a real tweet from Xbox. They said, "You don't know it, but you're living in one of the greatest ages of all right now." Posting
What?
this image.
What? Excuse me? What? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What? I was drinking a cup of water. Modern you are here?
Timeline through the ages. Ancient age, medieval age, modern age, contemporary age, and Dragon Age the Veilguard. You are here.
It says the French Revolution ended in 2023. Wait, what? What is going on, dude?
Are here. Yeah, because Veilguard is
So
clearly the greatest thing ever,
cringe.
best game of all time. And I know they're joking around a little bit, but so many people have seriously been trying to prop this game up. As you might expect,
There's a time and a place for jokes like this, and when your game is failing so hard and gaming journalists are sucking your pee-pee off, it does not look good, man.
comments are not really agreeing with Xbox. So many corpos and their bootlickers have been going crazy lately, enraged that gamers have been winning simply by refusing to buy games from many of these corrupt Western AAA companies. This is something that I've talked about quite a lot recently, and
my chat will not be buying Dragon Age.
Now in this video, even more examples have come up. Over on Indie 100, Jake Brigstock made this article titled, "More than 1,500 games have been rated on wild, quote, woke detector, unquote." An online group has firmly brought the culture war of woke and anti-woke into video games, as more than 1,500 titles have been rated.
And again, it's always a response to the other spectrum. I know, some people think that Elden Ring is woke, even though it's absolutely not. They'll classify it as woke, but it doesn't mean it is woke. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't woke, but it's only considered woke because it has gay characters in it. And you can be gay in it. Or you can have a female character with a penis with it. Like, what are we doing here? It doesn't matter. It's still a good game.
On an absurdly wild quote-unquote woke detector Excel spreadsheet. And that's not the worst part. More than half of them listed are not recommended
fuck a bear.
because they
You're
contain
right.
details and features that are considered woke. What did you expect from something titled woke detector? How is that surprising?
We need a gay detector.
I love how he says that's not even the worst part, though.
Detector.
Like, you can clearly tell that he's upset by this spreadsheet thing. He then posts an example of transgender character Serona Ryan from Hogwarts Legacy, but this seems like the worst example he could have used. Hogwarts Legacy? It was like the activist types on like Twitter, like the armchair activist types who were really upset by this game, saying that to like boycott it and making like lists of streamers who streamed it, hunting people like Pikami down. Like,
Oh my gosh, don't remind me of that. That made me so upset. When Silvervale started crying, I felt so bad.
why would you use this example? This example hurts your argument.
And they boycotted, they were trying to boycott Hogwarts Legacy, and it failed because the game itself was pretty fun.
Look, I'll even say that I've seen some games that get not recommended on these type of lists that do seem like whoever put them on said list is taking too extreme of a stance on, like making too big of a deal out of things on occasion. However, plenty of times the not recommended posts are very reasonable, like simply not wanting to buy the very shoehorned in fake corporate DI slop stuff. Of course people don't want to buy games that come off fake and preachy. Who would want to get lectured by a bunch of lame corpos? I also find it hilarious when armchair activist types get all mad at gamers when they refuse to buy products from corporations. It's like they're mad that gamers are actually better activists than they are. At the time of writing.
Well, yeah, because you have to cater to a majority audience. Majority of people do not give a fuck about woke politics. They don't. They just want a good game. If your game has woke agenda in it, like I said, these people have woke content detectors and Baldur's Gate 3 is in it, but it's still a good game. Those people don't really care.
403 titles in the document are recommended, 323 are informational, and a staggering 824, oh it's staggering, 824 games are rated not recommended, with some hugely successful titles in there. There were corners of the internet that were up in arms because a transgender character in Serona Ryan was included in Hogwarts Legacy when it released in February 2023. Once again, this is a terrible example. Like, I can't believe this guy's actually writing this. Does he actually think this, or is he trying to like rewrite history here? Because if I recall, it was the boycott Hogwarts Legacy people that were all upset with Serona Ryan. They were saying the name Serona.
I don't remember the people caring about having a trans character in the game. They were all mad at Rowling and her quote unquote involvement because she's, the Harry Potter author. I don't remember this at all. I don't think I ever remember having people talking about this. No, it's just one character and the character was just in there.
Serona was transphobic because like the Sir, they were like, of course Hogwarts Legacy's trans character would.
That's what they were mad? Sir Oda? It has the word sir.
Would be named Serona Ryan. This is a transphobic dog whistle. And it was actually a lot of the pro Hogwarts Legacy people defending that trans character by citing this Celtic deity, Serona. He then says, unsurprisingly, the proverbial woke content detectors curate a list of...
Serona is a goddess written in several ways. Serona... a Gaelish word star, which means star. Yeah, it's actually an ancient name.
Games does not recommend Hogwarts Legacy. So as I mentioned earlier, I do think sometimes the people making those lists, or at least posting, like partaking in the lists, are too extreme. This being one of those examples. I like Hogwarts Legacy. I think it's a cool game. So, it's just my opinion. Moving on. Oh, first one more.
Yeah, I played Hogwarts Legacy. It was okay. It was fine. I didn't have anything like against it. It was pretty fun.
I did check the list to be sure he wasn't making this up, and yeah, that is on there. This is sadly just one example of hundreds and hundreds, with each one having a similar format. None of the recent Call of Duty titles are recommended because of emblems containing pride flags. Forza Horizon 5 isn't either because the pronouns they, them can be chosen, and Bully Scholarship Edition must have caused repulsion among those who made this wretched list.
Bully Scholarship
players can get an achievement for
some of these gaming journalists didn't get bullied enough. I swear.
With the lead male character. Video games are for absolutely everyone, and an entitled select few should not hold any influence when it comes to so-called recommending games on if they have content deemed woke. Do us all a favor, get over it, and just enjoy playing. So yeah, you guys already know my opinion here. I think sometimes the list makes some good points, sometimes they don't, sometimes they're too extreme and sound silly, but I do enjoy how they make Corpos mad. Even if I disagree with some of the things these lists are saying on there, I do find them amusing because of that fact. Let me know what you guys think about all that, and now moving on to the next part of this video.
And again, I cannot reiterate this enough. The pendulum swings both ways. The woke agenda listing games is a result of people being like this. It's a reactionary thing.
Mike Rose over on his Blue Sky account made this post on Blue Sky with over 10,000 likes. A lot of people over there love this take, it seems. He says, everyone trying to work out why video games aren't selling anymore. Quote, too many games. Prices are too low. Marketing is hard, unquote. When the answer this time around is actually simple. The world got destroyed and no one has any money. People are struggling to pay bills and rent, let alone buy your game.
That's not true. That's not true. In times of hardship, people will spend more money on entertainment. That's actually like a fact. Yeah, like people want to get away from their problems. Yeah, prices are expensive. Wait, prices are too low. Too many games, prices too low. Marketing is hard. Wait, what? Wait, they upped the price. Now it costs like $70 for a AAA game. What are we talking about? I had so many instances of being broke and I was bored and I needed an escape. I would save up money for a week or two just to buy a game. Or I would forsake, like, I don't know, a small grocery bill or something. Yeah, I'd buy like 2 chickens instead of a chicken and a steak or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to get around it. Yeah, prices are too low. Yeah, my ass. $70 for a video game now instead of like $40.
Money. People are struggling to pay bills and rent, let alone buy your game. Look, things have definitely been a mess, but when it comes to the gaming industry, largely the games not getting bought are AAA slop. And that post seems like it's trying to make excuses for these AAA companies. And when I say AAA companies, I'm also specifically talking about Western AAA. I should have specified that, but I'm clarifying it now. A lot of gaming companies in Asia, for example, have been doing great. Last month, FromSoft even announced that they were increasing the average basic salary pay by around 11.8%. And what's really funny is that the gaming companies over in Asia that are struggling right now are often the ones that are adopting Western practices like DEI. For example, as I talked about just yesterday, a recent financial report from Square Enix was so bad that it caused a massive sell-off of their stock and a market cap loss of around $350 million. This
Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with Square Enix and they pulled out as soon as the drama happened too. I'm pretty sure this probably was a tiny factor. Not only were their games kind of lackluster, but I bet you the Sweet Baby Inc. thing happened and they lost a bit. I'm sure it's not all of it, but a good portion.
Follows their partnership with Sweet Baby Inc. and their further involvement with practices as mentioned like DEI, which you can see them pushing all over their website. In my coverage, to be fair, I did also mention other issues not related to that. For example, the price of their games and how many people find them to be too costly, among other things. But the fact still stands that these Western policies they've been adopting certainly don't seem to be helping when other major gaming companies in Asia are not adopting those policies and are seeing extreme success.
Lest we forget, a vast majority of the gamer nominations are Eastern game developers. There's only like 1, 2, or 3 Western developers that have made good games this year. Well, like Helldivers, Space Marines, and quote unquote Concord. And Concord does not count. I don't know how that got in, but okay. East Sweep, absolutely. It used to be pretty 50-50.
On top of that, we can see more evidence of these policies hurting Western companies when you take a look at games like SSJ, the JL, and now that apparently cost Warner Brothers around $200 million.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my god. Suicide Squad costing them $200 million and then another $200 million with Concord. Very nice. I like that. Let them bleed them dry.
Of course, also Concord and the massive loss that was, and recently Dragon Age the Veilguard, which, while isn't as disastrous as Concord, seems like they're struggling to even hit break-even point based off all the current metrics. And when I say they, I'm referring to EA and BioWare, of course. So yeah, returning to that post from this Mike dude, I've seen a lot of people often...
10,000 people liked this. I can't believe it. You know what? I do believe it. The reason people are mad about prices is because we still spend $70 on games while there's a cost for publishers to fill shelves with a bunch of physical copies doesn't exist anymore. Yes, that's actually a really good point. We used to buy boxes for video games, every single one. Like, it was like the standard, and now everything is a digital download. You don't have the excuse of printing ink. We don't have to use materials to make CDs. You don't have to send them out. It's so stupid. Why did they increase the cost? And then that doesn't trickle down to the people that develop games anymore either. People are laying off after massive successes.
Corpos making similar takes to that, where they ignore the real policy issues going on at Western AAA companies, and instead they seem to try and deflect and cover for them. And keep in mind, there are other issues going on at these corporations. For example, their inflated expenses. However, Mike is specifically talking about why people aren't buying their games, which is why I focused on discussing that specific point. And it's really weird how often certain types of people try to ignore how delving into DEI has verifiably caused a negative impact on many game sales. But moving on. I also want to talk about the...
Oh yeah, we saw this. LA Times, let's go!
Awards. Look at this. Says, according to the official website of the Game Awards, the opinion of the fans counts in the selection of the winners, but the value of the fan vote is much smaller than that of the jury vote. Thus, the jury's decision counts for 90% compared to 10% for the popular vote, aka the fan vote.
And that's always been this way, by the way. It's always been this way. That's why I don't take shit like this seriously. Gamer awards, streamer awards, like, it's all a bunch of baloney. 10% for popular vote. Not even 50, 10.
Vote. And so the jury vote is right here. The jury includes IGN, Inverse, Jeff Gerstmann Show, Kinda Funny, LA Times, Min Max, PC Gamer, Polygon.
What the hell has LA Times got to do with the Game Awards?
VentureBeat, The Verge, Tough Arcade, What's Good Games, Game Rant, NPR, Pride.com, and Variety. So as you can see, most of this list by far has like nothing to do with gaming, but here you go, this is the jury for the Game Awards. I also know that most gamers, like, we don't care about this stuff at all. We don't care about the Game Awards. This is just some corpo nonsense, but it's another example of how lame this stuff is, and I thought it would be pretty funny to take a look at. Also hilarious how Kinda Funny is on this list, when just the other day we were talking about Andy Cortez from Kinda Funny, and how he went on this giant...
Dude, he ranted. Oh my god, this rant was insane. I saw the clip on Twitter. He was unhinged AF.
About gamers. He was like so mad that gamers dare criticize DEI.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about these topics in the comments. And if you missed the earlier video about 2B and Ubisoft and all that, consider checking that out too. Hope you enjoyed today's segments. Consider liking and or subscribing if you did, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. The guy went on a massive rant. He was like, if you don't buy games, you're a piece of shit. Like, he actually went, he popped the fuck off. And I mean in a bad way. Check them out. Hey! Ubisoft 2B. Yeah, dude.
Gamers,
look what they did to her, man. Dude, look what they did. Look at those honkers, and then look at what they did to her in Rainbow Six. Hello? Is this the same girl? I don't think so. Those shoulders are very chiseled. What the fuck? What the heck?